how to add roads and sidewalks in two-point perspective. I want to have all of my buildings drawn first. As you can see from the last time I recorded a video, I added more buildings and some doors and windows. Okay, so now I'm going to add some sidewalks. I like to start with sidewalks because it kind of gives me ideas to where I can put my road, so that way I make sure I have left room for sidewalks. Okay, so I'm just going to use this building right here, and I'm going to line it up with my vanishing point that's over here. Okay, so I'm going to start off. I'm going to think about how wide I need my sidewalk, and I'm just going to basically trace around my building. Okay, so I've added a line. Okay, I do want to, you can't see this very well. Okay, I do want to extend that line slightly. I need to make it just a little bit longer, so that way I have enough room to be able to turn my line and turn my sidewalk. Okay, so I'm going to extend that line. Again, I'm going to line it up with my vanishing point, and I'm going to make that line just slightly longer, just a little bit, not significantly, just a little. Okay, now I'm going to use my opposite vanishing point, because I'm going to be going on the opposite side of my building, and I need to line it up with that vanishing point because my sidewalk is going in that direction. Okay, so now I'm going to add my sidewalk that goes, in this case, because I only have one door or two doors drawn on one side of my building, I would say that this is the front of my building because there's an entrance to it. Okay, so I have sidewalk started. Now I'm going to go back, and I made this a little bit longer than where my building ended, because now I'm going to make my sidewalk look like it's going around the building. Okay, I am not going to draw very far because I'm going to line up with my vanishing point. And then I'm going to draw my line, and I'm going to stop where my line runs into my building. This gives the idea that, hey, that sidewalk does go that way, even though I can't see it. Because this corner of the building, even though I can't see it, does exist. This building takes up space. So this gives you the idea that, hey, it continues on even though I can't see it. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to line this edge up with the opposite vanishing point, because the sidewalk is going to go that direction. And I'm going to draw just that little line that runs right into that building. So now it looks like you can walk around on sidewalk completely around my building. I will do that with each building, okay? Now, if I want to, because these buildings are awfully close together, maybe there isn't a road or an alleyway or something that blocks them, I can connect those two sidewalks. Let me show you how I do that. So, again, I would start off with my vanishing point, whichever side I want to start working on. I would draw the line for my sidewalk. Oops, that one I made really long, but that's okay. Line this up with my other vanishing point, so that way I can draw the sidewalk that's going on the other side of my building, because I'm going to make a turn here. So I've got my turn completed. Okay. And now I want to show that what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this line right here, and I'm going to kind of just continue with it. Now I could make it look like there is a little like crosswalk there, like maybe there is like a road or something there, and there's a crosswalk so you can get across it. These are pretty close. I mean, that's something that if you want to do that, I can show you how to do that later. So then I would line this up with the line that I've already drawn, and I'm going to go around my building. Okay? No, I'm not. I'm going to erase that. That doesn't look right. Okay. So I'm going to line this up, go around my building. Just a little bit longer. Okay. So now if I wanted to, if it was bigger, I could draw maybe some lines to show that it's a crosswalk, or if I wanted to and I wanted to make my sidewalks wider, I could just connect them Okay, that's kind of personal preference, and if you have a specific one that you would like to do, I will be more than happy to help you with it. For mine, I'm gonna leave it like that, just because that's the way I'm going to leave it for right now. I might go back and change it later, but for right now, that's how I'm gonna leave it. And then I'll go around the building like that. I will do that for each building. So each building has some sidewalk, okay? So they can get around. Now, let's look at roads. I wanna add roads. How do I add roads? Well, in one point perspective, a lot of you just drew roads right along the bottom of your paper, parallel to the bottom of your paper, and went, yep, there's my road, I'm good, I'm done. I can't really do that in 2-point perspective because if you notice, there are no horizontal lines really. Some of you, depending on where your vanishing points are, you might have a horizontal line here and there, but depending on the relationship of your building. But for the most part, if you look, my only horizontal line is my horizon line. Okay, that's the only horizontal line I have, which just separates the ground from the sky. So that doesn't even necessarily have to be horizontal. It could probably be hilly if I wanted it to be. Okay, so I think I'm going to add a road right here that kind of runs from behind these buildings and runs right down here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up with this vanishing point right here, and I'm going to take a look at it and go, okay, well, this building here can't sit on it, so I can't put my road like this because this building would be sitting on that road then, and I can't do that. But I have this little space right here where it goes, hey, I could do that as long as I don't run into this building. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up, and I'm going to bring it from my horizon line because that's probably where the road starts or ends or appears to end. And I'm going to bring it down here into that middle. Okay, now I'm going to draw another one. Looking again as to where my sidewalk is, because obviously my building cannot sit on my road. Buildings don't sit on roads. It'd be very dangerous to try to drive on a road with the building sitting on it. Okay? So now I have one road. You can see how, yes, these buildings do block part of it, but when you're looking at buildings and stuff, sometimes it's just like trees. Sometimes they block things. It doesn't mean they're not there. It just means you can't see it. Okay? So I have one road. Now I need a second road. Okay? So I could do the same thing with this vanishing point up here. Can't really see, sorry. Right there. And I could draw another road coming maybe from behind. I could draw another road. Let's see here. I think I'm going to draw another road. I'm going to turn my paper. Where am I going to draw another road? I'm going to draw another road right here. Like this building is kind of blocking most of the view of the road. I'm going to take into account that I haven't drawn sidewalks yet on this side of my paper. So I'm going to plan for that. No sidewalks drawn yet. And I'm just going to kind of pencil in here real lightly in case I need to fix it, because again, I have no sidewalks drawn in. And go, okay. There's a road. Now, so line it up, make sure you're lining things up. Okay, so this road comes along the side of this building, okay? Maybe it turns, maybe I don't like that, maybe I'll erase it. I didn't really leave a whole lot of room for my sidewalk, so that is something that I do need to rethink about, okay? But that is how you add roads and sidewalks to 2-point perspective. Again, I would highly recommend finishing your sidewalks first, so you already have those established so you know where you can put roads, okay? Because sidewalks and roads are your requirement, okay? Each building needs to have some sort of access point so that way you can get there by your feet, because how else is someone going to go shopping or go to the bookstore or go to that grocery store that you just drew if you don't have a way to get there for them, okay? So, sidewalks first, roads second.